Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Alliance, your home on Geek Ultimate Alliance Podcast Network for any and all things Star Wars. I'm your host, as always, Katie, and with me, like always, is Clay. Clay, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. As you saw, I saw you taking a look at my Instagram stories. Procrastination is the word of the week. Not just the word of the day. It was bad. It was bad this week, and I blame myself, of course, but I also put a little blame on Abby. And
You
the
can't
reason
blame the wife. That's
No,
all
well,
out.
so she blames herself a little bit also for the reason being she left her purse in her cabinet at work an hour and a half away last week. She only goes into work one time a week. And so we had to drive her to work on Monday. Monday is my day off where I excuse me spend a majority of the day usually doing my reading for whatever thing we are doing each week. And I didn't get to do any reading because I had to entertain Amberlynn for literally an entire day because we didn't drive all the way back home. Um, we had to stay in the town that Abby worked in
Yeah.
and all of that. So yeah, it was bad this week. Procrastination was really bad, and so I sped read this entire book, had no time to do any highlights, uh, and literally finished the last two words the second I clicked on Enter Studio here.
See, I brought my physical copy out, but I didn't touch it, and I listened to it twice instead. So,
See, I did hybrid. I listened to it
Mhm.
and I read it physically, and then I was like, it's 2 times speed, and I am still reading faster than this book, so I need to turn this off because it's distracting me. And then I read like an extra like 6 chapters, and I was like, okay, I think I have enough time to just chillax and listen to the ending of the book, and that's what I did all the way up until literally 7:28 p.m. So
welcome,
yeah.
welcome to the group of procrastination.
Yes. Um,
I the blanket that I have been working on for the past 3 months. It's supposed to go to my friend tomorrow. I finished it this morning. So,
amazing. Amazing. Yeah, and then of course we still have our reading for next weekend or this upcoming weekend. And
is it this
I
weekend? It's next weekend.
is it next weekend?
It's the 22nd.
Oh, thank God. Okay, cool. I was like, wait. Okay,
I
so
am
it's
I am doing a little bit better on this one. I'm on chapter 20.
see, I am still on like chapter 10. So I
Gotta get it
I
together, dude.
I'm gonna do more reading tomorrow
Are you
and
sure?
I will be on track and ready to go. So we should be good. We should be good. I'm good. We're good. But
Okay.
but we do have some news, guys. Um before we jump into the more relevant stuff, um some like I guess honorable mentions that like was kind of like a nothing burger. So I'm gonna go ahead and share it here in the first few minutes.
The
Uh
clickbait?
Mostly the developers of Knights of the Old Republic remake made an update, quote
Oh,
unquote,
okay.
and all they said was it's being worked on. That's all we can say. And that's it. Like literally, that's the big update. And I'm just like, are you freaking kidding me? Like this could have just waited until you actually had
this
something to
this could have been
actually
an
share.
email.
For real. For real. But that's basically it. And then I need to do my own research on it, but I saw on Twitter and I shared it with some of the guys on the Geekverse Discord there is apparently a canceled Star Wars game that is now like somehow available to actually play. On Twitter, it says here a canceled Star Wars video game made by LucasArts is now playable 13 years after being scrapped. Watch 76 minutes of gameplay and learn about the surprising release here. And it has an actual like link to an article. I didn't have any time this week to look into it, but I bookmarked it and I'm going to check it over the weekend and, of course, on my day off next Monday and see what all of this is about so we can report back next week.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it for like the bleh news. But
the secondary bleh news.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I want to say like the first like big news, but also like there's nothing really too much to talk about is what you shared via Instagram with me is the cover release.
I would have called this. I would have said the Grogu thing is secondary bleh.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, let's rewind. Scrap that. Let's go to the secondary bleh news because you are right. There's some stuff in here also that has nothing to do with Mandalorian and Grogu, but let's go ahead and talk about this. Of course, I fell victim of wanting to show you guys some clickbait on our thumbnail, so I do apologize. But our title does say The Mandalorian and Grogu shocking spoiler. And all it is, there's this interview with Variety with Kathleen Kennedy, and Kennedy spoils the movie for us by saying The Mandalorian and Grogu, aka Baby Yoda, does not speak a single word throughout the entire film.
Well, at least that takes away from the "Are you my daddy?" question.
Yeah, like but the thing is, I think this is going to be a question until he finally does talk.
Yeah.
And my question
Which
to
is
you,
sad, but it's the fact that he's a main character. Like Chewie, yes, could he be considered a main character? Yes. But like he was more a side character.
but
Unfortunately.
Chewie
talks. I guess that's true. Like he talks Shriwook and then he's translated. Yeah.
And he's translated by other people. So we get the gist of what he says. We don't really understand what he says. Now, of course, if you actually look behind the scenes, you actually know that the suit actor actually does talk his lines in English. And then, of course, it's dubbed with the actual Chewbacca voice or whatever. So I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious if Filoni has ever really thought about like just making Grogu a mute character.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to find out, like if it's just like he just doesn't talk in general or whether it's trauma related, like because the dude has been through some shit. To say the least. So I could see it either way. I don't blame them for not having him talk. I think it keeps the character interesting.
It does. It definitely does. Now, I will say there is famously characters that are mute due to trauma, and then like their first words spoken is like a huge monumental moment. You can look at characters from comic books to even animated films. I don't know if you are a fan of Land Before Time, but Spike.
It has been a hot minute since I've seen Land Before Time,
like,
but I have seen it.
Literally, as I was talking, it literally came up, and I was like, "Holy crap! That is a movie that exact thing happens." He is traumatized by all the things that happened in the very first movie. He doesn't speak, and then he yells Ducky for the very first time. I can't remember in the very last of
Oh
the
my
first
gosh, he
movie or
does.
something. But it's a huge moment, and you're like, oh my gosh, he talks. So like I wonder if they are thinking of that moment for Grogu, or
Mhm.
if they have decided, hey, maybe this is just somebody who doesn't need to talk. Because talking about voice actors, guys, if you have been around this week, we found out that the Super Mario Brothers movie, the second movie, Yoshi is being voiced by freaking Donald Glover himself, freaking Lando Calrissian. And
Oh! See,
yeah,
this is what I get
exactly.
for not being on Twitter. I don't know any of this stuff.
So the thing
Like,
is,
I
and you're
found
like,
out the Lanterns trailer came out last week. Like, it was a
oh,
preview before the pit. I hadn't seen anything about it.
oh, that's
Nothing.
hilarious. Poor Katie, we have not been keeping you updated. I'm so sorry. Um,
I don't blame y'all. Like, nobody
but
needs to text me all of these things unless it's Star Wars related.
exactly, yeah. But the thing is, like, are we gonna get Chris Pratt as Grogu?
Mhm.
You know, like that, like we. I'm scared. I am scared when they finally decide who's gonna be Grogu's voice. Is it going to be Bradley Cooper? Is it going to be Chris Pratt? Is it going to be this just so out of pocket choice that we're just like, oh no, you know?
Well, okay, so here's a question for you. When/if Grogu ever talks, what's your dream casting voice for that?
My dream casting can no longer voice act because of his stroke.
Was it Tom
The one who voiced
in
Yoda
Clone
in
Wars?
Clone Wars.
See, I don't know if I would have picked him.
But see,
No.
the beautiful thing about voice acting is that voice actors have range.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily have to choose, oh, you have to have a Yoda-like voice. No.
Yeah.
But if you had the voice actor who was Yoda voice Grogu and just change it up a bit,
Yeah.
that's also a very like just heartwarming thing. Um if not him, which of course he has retired, he hasn't done any work since. Um I would recommend you guys look at Sam Riegel. Sam Riegel is a voice actor who has done things for the Young Jedi Adventures.
Mhm.
Um, he has also done things for Spider-Man. He is a very known voice actor. He's actually part of uh, a group called Critical Role, and he also has a Critical Role also has an animated series on Amazon, and currently in one of the shows on Amazon, um, he is voicing a goblin, and I'm like, a female goblin. He is voicing a female goblin, which I think is awesome, and I'm just like, boom, he needs to be Grogu. It would be a little high pitched, a little scratchy. Like you wouldn't hear, because we all look at him and we think of Yaddle and we think of Yoda. And we look at those voices, those are older voices. We need to
Mhm.
remember this is going to be a quote unquote child.
Yeah.
Like if
I
he
would
grows up and he has the voice of the little fox from freaking Zootopia, that's like freaking like, oh, she got you good. Like if he has that type of voice, I'm scared for my life, you know? Like like he needs to have some sort of like playful childish voice. I can't see him with a deep voice like for his first words. It's terrifying to
Well,
think of that.
but like, so even though he's younger, we've got to remember too, the species mature at different rates. So he's
Yes,
50 years old.
he's I was gonna say he's 50 plus years old right now. Yeah, that's true.
And so like Wookiees Wookiees are like considered adults at like 30. So he could still be adult and not necessarily be high pitch. So like I'm kind of feeling, oh my gosh, what's his name? It's the Superman from Superman and Lois. Tyler Hovis.
Hecklin? Tyler Hecklin?
Hecklin. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no,
Why did I say Hovis?
He spells it weird. So it's HOE CHLEION or like some weird like
Yeah. This guy.
weird spelling.
Yeah, Tyler Hoechlin. I don't know why. Like I feel like he could do the voice of like not middle aged, but like
Now that you say that,
adult.
are they just gonna pick Sam
Sam?
Whitwer? Are they just gonna
I hope not.
I really hope not. I genuinely hope they don't. Like I understand he has range.
Can do it.
He has range. I get it. But I don't want him to be Grogu.
I would rather, if you wanted to stick within Star Wars, like current Star Wars people, I would honestly rather have Mark Hamill and have Mark Hamill do a funky voice and like cameo. Like
that's how you keep Mark Hamill in Star Wars.
I mean, it is, but like I love Sam. Don't get me wrong, but like he's about to get the spotlight with Maul and like do all these other things. Like let the man focus on one character.
I think this has to be. I'm gonna have to ask the GUA and Geekverse Discord, who is your ideal voice actor for Grogu in the future?
Yeah, we'll have to do that, and then we'll have to talk about it more next week.
Okay, cool. But yeah, so, that's basically it.
You can tell us on Blue Sky and Instagram who you think should be cast for the vocal role of Grogu. If you had to pick somebody, who would you pick? You can tell us on Blue Sky and Instagram or Threads at Star Wars Alliance without the A in the words. Very important. Don't forget it. Or just shoot us an email. That same username at gmail.com.
Now, the last tidbit of this article does talk about Dave Filoni, because there's a lot of people, of course, that were very, including us, hesitant at him being a part of, the leadership and making a lot of the key decisions and everything else. And basically, Kennedy is saying that I don't know why my first thoughts of this were just like, oh, so they groomed him to be the president. It's a weird choice of words, but basically saying that she says here, I spent 10 years talking to Dave into gradually stepping into live action, saying that it's really been a 10-year mentoring process for both of them altogether, with both him and Lin-Wen. And so this isn't just a run-of-the-mill hey, I'm leaving, let's just roll the dice and see who gets the role. They have been training these two people for the past 10 years. So hopefully those decisions that is
sitting
so
outside
sad.
My door.
That looks so depressing. You put a grayscale on that. It is the most depressing photo.
You put that save the pets from the kill shelter commercial music.
No. Oh no, Katie, no. Oh, that's so funny. Matt, you captured that moment perfectly. Man. But yeah, that's basically it for this article. But I guess the next bit of news, Katie, if you want to share it, what we said on Instagram.
So real quick, finishing The Mandalorian and Grogu. So the official writers of the film are Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and Noah Kluwer. The Writers Guild of America has vetted all of the work done and has decided that Noah gets some credits for it.
Oh, that's cool.
Kluwer had has been a part of the Mandoverse writer's room for a few years. It was first credited for the Book of Boba Fett, where he was listed as a staff writer for all 7 episodes in the Book of Boba Fett. He also co-wrote Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 3, The Convert. So it's a cool tidbit just to go, okay, hey, we have somebody other than Filoni and Favreau writing. Sorry, I just saw that.
No, that's all good. It's all good.
So the next piece of news, guys, as you all know, we both loved Reign of the Empire Mask of Fear when that came out, and we have steadily been waiting for the cover and synopsis for Edge of the Abyss, which is book 2 in that series, and it's written by Rebecca Roanhorse, which we're going to be talking about her first book for Star Wars tonight after we finish this. Obviously, guys, the synopsis is widely available now, but just as some context, this book takes place 1 year before season 1 of Andor. And it looks like the main character in this one, like how we had Mon Mothma kind of as the main voice in Mask of Fear, the main one in this one looks to be Saw Gerrera. Potentially I'm going to share my screen for the cover, actually. So he's center stage on the cover. And then we have Bail Organa and Leia, it looks like, between the E and the M of Empire. We have Luthen Rael as well. And then Mon Mothma at the end of the word Empire on here. There's a lot more Imperial style officers and stormtroopers on here. But there is one character that you had asked me about. Clay, and it's this guy at the end of Reign. Saw is in the middle, by the way. I think I said that already, and then Luther is at the beginning of Reign. So this guy at the end of Reign, I wonder if this is the guy who was potentially captured that Mon Mothma and Bail are trying to save, according to the synopsis. Because I don't recognize this guy.
No, I don't recognize him either. That's why I was so confused. I was like, I know exactly who everybody else is. I love how, like, the cover in itself, like, shows that they are all in the thick of it. They are possibly behind enemy lines in the majority of this story. And random outlier, I like screenshotted it, circled it a couple times. I was like, who in the world is this? And I'm curious to see like how this book really does turn out. I have not
know who that is?
Who is that?
That's Anto Krieger from season 1 of Andor. Yeah. There you go. Oh, really? That's not it. Hang on. Share screen. Just share the window. This is stupidly complex. That's Krieger. I don't know why I didn't put that together.
Oh, okay. That is literally like verbatim, like suit and all. Wow. Yeah. Okay, well there you go.
So yeah, and I put that together because I was rereading the synopsis, and it says leaders like Saw Gerrera and Anto Krieger squabble and bargain, and I was like, oh wait, that's Krieger. So yeah, it I feel like Saw is kind of the main vocal character in this one, and then potentially the last one, which is going to be written by Fran Wild, will be maybe Bail, because they were the 3 title characters. Mm-hmm. And so I wonder if Fran's gonna hit us with the heartbreak again. and have like the epilogue be Bale's point of view on Alderaan as the Death Star kind of lights him up.
Oh
I'm gonna
no.
sob if that's the case.
Oh no. I can see it though. I can
I
see
can
it being
totally
that.
see it because we
Yeah.
have Brea's point of view. We don't have
Mhm.
Bale's. Anyways, the
Yeah.
synopsis, guys, is widely available. If you guys want to go check that out, this book, I believe, is September 15th.
Yes.
I want to say.
1 week after Abby's birthday. That's why I remembered.
Yeah, so September 15th is a Tuesday. So yeah, that's right. But I love the cover. It's hitting me with the feels. Just like those highlights on the rebellion leaders. Just like being those focal points, but then having all in the shadows, you have the Empire, you have Imperial officers, you have stormtroopers. It's really just it.
Yeah,
So,
and I do like the idea of Saul being the focal point here because we only have a small handful of stories within Star Wars canon that really show his perspective,
yeah.
and we can all assume his standpoint, his ideology by the actions that we see from an outward appearance. Seeing it from within is going to be the crazy thing, right?
Yep.
And so that's why I think this book is going to possibly take the cake for me. We know that throughout all of the rebellion, Saul is seen as the terrorist.
Yep.
He is the radical one. And just with the high tensions of real life events and everything else, it's going to be very interesting to see that type of viewpoint. And I'm excited for it. I'm super excited for
I
it.
really am too. And because we were talking about like, oh, like I was beginning to think this book no longer existed, kind of thing. And I really do think that they probably didn't map out exactly when these books were going to take place. And so when Rebecca probably drew her outline, she was like, okay, I'm ended up super close to Andor.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that originally these were supposed to be, it was spring 2025, spring 2026, spring 2027. And then it got pushed back to where this one is now fall 2026. It probably was that delay from Andor season 2. They were like, okay, we got to see how this ends.
Yeah.
And then we can kind of move forward from there. So hopefully we get to see it.
Yeah. No, I think that is true. With all the players that we do legitimately see on the cover of this book, everybody played a part in
Yeah.
that Andor season 2. So I could very much see this having to be delayed and saying, hey, like, we don't want to step on any toes. We like, again, I hate to acknowledge Travis's words. Everything is canon until it's not. But the books truly play on every other piece of media. So
Yep.
they have to stay true to it. And if that's the way they're going to roll, then they had to wait for Andor. And I'm totally fine with that.
Yep. 100%.
All right. Well, is that everything for the news this
I
week?
so.
Okay. Well, if that is the case, we are going to move on to our main topic, which is Star Wars Resistance Reborn. I got this physical copy from Katie herself. I got to reorganize all of my Star Wars books the other day, and I even noticed that I'm missing some.
Yeah,
And when I say I'm missing some, it's High Republic stuff. But I literally only have one row of post High Republic books for canon. I have to get a new shelf already. I have to get
Yeah.
this is scary. This is so scary. Like, why do I have so many Star Wars books? Katie, what have you done to me?
You're welcome.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And I love you for it. I love you for it. I genuinely do. Like you making me a reader has made this household a reader friendly household. Like Amber Lynn
Yay.
loves to read. I got Abby into reading, even if it's just audiobooks for right now. Like we have genuinely had more reading than we've ever had before, and I genuinely appreciate it.
See, because I grew up. You're welcome. I grew up, and I was homeschooled from 2nd grade to 8th grade, and part of our day growing up was we basically dedicated an hour to reading, and we would all sit down. My mom, my 3 siblings, and I, and we would all talk about the book we were about to read, and we would all say the chapter that we were about to start. And a lot of times it would be boring. You'd be like, oh, chapter 13. And you'd be like, they didn't give your chapter a title? What slackers? Like, and we'd just all comment on that. But we literally, I used to tell people, like, when I was homeschooled, I would read 300 to 400 books a year. And it was because we dedicated that hour a day to reading. And I would read other times a day. So I love it. I'm so happy when other people can appreciate the gloriousness that is reading a book.
But this book, written by Rebecca Roanhorse, takes place immediately, almost immediately after The Last Jedi.
Yeah, you've got a year between The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, and this is taking place relatively close to The Last Jedi.
And I was reading this, and I wouldn't say midway, I would say about 25% into the book, I'm like, are they about to contradict the big moment of The Rise of Skywalker? Are they about to really contradict that moment of like all hope is lost and nobody's answering Poe's call, like type of thing? I'm like, all of these people are literally basically the people who show up at the end of the movie. So like,
right, but at the end of the book, right, Poe and Finn and everybody else are like, hey, we've got to basically start over. We've got to go seed rebellions on basically individual worlds and rebuild what we were trying to do here. Yeah. And so that's where all these people are. And that's why the phone call takes so long, basically, is because this is kind of showing you, okay, everybody was kind of spread out all over the place.
Yeah. and that's what I mostly got when I finished the book. But this, I am so glad to say, is not a lightsaber book. Rey is right there, right in the front cover.
And she's hardly here.
Is barely in the book. She has a small little, I have a bad feeling about this moment. And that's it. That is basically the whole purpose of her being in this book. Now, they lay some seeds for what will be, of course, eventually The Rise of Skywalker, Leia, and Rey training. We now know they are working on a book for that whole entire training process. So we will get even more of that. And we could technically say like, oh, this book kind of lays the seeds for that, which is nice.
Yep.
But yeah, Rey is not really in this book, which I find kind of like a breath of fresh air, because Rey's story is in the movies. We say it all the time that we want more Rey books. Cool. What more Rey books?
This one needed to be that transition from Poe the scoundrel, rebellious teenager pilot dude, even though he's not a teenager, to Poe the leader. And
Yes.
this teaches the lessons that the movie could not to Poe because of Carrie Fisher's passing.
Yes. And this book I really, really enjoyed because we see at the very end of The Last Jedi that he has made that decision of like, okay, yes, I tried to start a mutiny and all of this other stuff. I've learned my lesson, blah, 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 right?
Yep.
This book, it takes it even further and it goes real deep. He's like, I messed up. I effed up. And that mutiny was stupid. It was childish. And it literally got people killed.
Mm-hmm.
And there's even, he goes so far into one point saying, because he's gathering all of these people to hopefully rebuild a rebellion, he goes as far, because when they question him, they're like, hey, you're the one that has started a mutiny before. How in the hell are we going to trust you? And he's like, hey, if I knew that my sacrifice would save the galaxy and help the rest of the rebellion, I would have sacrificed myself ages ago, which is really dark. Like it goes, it goes to a really dark place for a quick second. And like, even for a moment, Finn is like, dude, like, you like almost like that friend that's like, why didn't you tell us this? Like, if you're thinking that, you know, dark thought, like you need support on that. And he immediately gets support after that because everybody's like, oh, he helped me do this. He saved our lives doing this. He is the leader of Black Squadron, you know, blah, 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 here and here and here. And so he slowly gets to see the fruits of his labor, which is really, really good for him.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that even though he is in that dark spot, he immediately gets lifted up, which I really do like. But this book I really enjoyed. Excuse me. I did kind of like not like the fact that, like, again, it's a Poe book, but like Finn also felt kind of left out.
Yeah, and I think that's a qualm of the book is just rather short. Like that's really my only critique for it. Is it just I feel like there's so much more that Roan Horse was capable of doing that was probably cut down. Because she's so artistic with the way she goes about it. And like Finn, I really feel like she could have done a lot of good with, but also knowing probably the way Rise of Skywalker was going, if maybe some of Finn's scenes were cut in there, and so she was told, hey, don't do super much with Finn. That's always the issue, like we just talked about with Reign of the Empire, is messing with these characters. She probably was like given, oh, you can do so much with Poe. Like,
but also
everybody
like,
else you may need to limit.
I was gonna say the other big thing was that they did like, and of course this book was published, well, this is the mass market edition, was published in 2020, but the actual copyright for this was in 2019. So I don't know if this released before or after Last Jedi, but
it was after, because this is the journey to Rise of Skywalker.
Okay, it was after Last Jedi, but before the Rise of Skywalker. Okay.
Yeah, so this was published November 2019, and which
so
was
like
about a month before the Rise of Skywalker.
So there was a lot of teasing for Rise of Skywalker because there's a moment where like Finn and Rey are talking and Poe walks in on them, but like you get nothing from that conversation. He's like, hey, is there's anything going on? They're like, oh, well, she'll deal with it. Like, it's just stuff for her. It's just like, and I'm like, okay.
Well, and they even like,
but what is that even supposed to mean here? Come on now.
Well, and they even try and like kind of Roan Horse kind of picks on like the like, oh, Ray's gonna end up with one of the two male leads kind of thing. And
Yeah.
Finn goes, no, dude, we're just friends. Like, and I kind
Yeah,
of
that
chuckled
was
at that.
that was the other thing too. But yeah, I think that you are correct in the idea of this was being too short. Um, there is a very simple plot of, hey, in order to successfully start rebuilding the resistance, we need to go on 3 specific missions to get this done, and this done. And the only way that we can get to this, we have to do this. And it's very goal oriented. It's very video game like level up type of thing.
Yeah.
Um, and which is a very easy plot device to follow for readers. Which
Especially with where this one was taking place in the publishing initiatives for each movie.
mhm,
Basically, they wanted each book that kind of took place in those bits and pieces, they wanted it to kind of serve as an entry point for
mhm,
canon and kind of be like, oh, do you want to go see this movie? Well, here's something that you can go read if you want that in
yeah,
the time frame. That's where Bloodline was at. I think Phasma was another good one for that. So yeah, it was just all like, hey, here's an entry point for you guys into canon. Because you had like Allegiance with this one, and then you had Spark of the Resistance, which was a middle grade book.
mhm.
Um, that actually followed Ray, Finn, and Poe on a side adventure. So, uh,
Okay, okay.
just little things where there was just they all kind of split up, and because everything was coming out kind of like boom, 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 everybody kind of had to split up and go, okay, this is the part of the story you can tackle. So,
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. But yeah,
what
I
did you
would have.
think? Sorry, what did you think of the all the character kind of pulls in? Because you have Nora Wexley, you have people from Bloodline, which I know we haven't talked about Bloodline here, but
But
you've
I have
read
read.
Bloodline.
Yes.
So, what did you think about those character pulls?
Well, I was about to say the ragtag group of heroes, as Finn calls themselves in this book, I really enjoyed. Um, because like again, when they all gather together for the very first time, uh, a fight breaks loose like immediately,
Yep.
and we learn from oh shoot, what is his name? Um, 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 the boy where his father had been killed by oh shoot, what is her name? All of these characters, there's so many characters in this. We
Teza
followed
Naz.
yes, Naz. um Naz had killed one of these uh rebels. I will know him as soon as I see his name. I'm looking at the Wikipedia right now. His name being oh shoot. Come on. Where is it? Where is it? Um oh my gosh. Is he not here? There's Naz. Where was or what is his name? I can't remember his name. There is one individual um that he does tell Poe, like I think it's in like chapter 13, I think it was, that we learn who he is. Um
I'm trying to find the character you're talking about.
yeah. That's chapter 14. Where in the world is his name? Oh, nope, not chapter 14, not 13. Oh my gosh. Not Zay, Shriv.
Yeah, because Zay and Shriv are from Battlefront 2.
Yep.
Um, and then the pilots, Jessapava, Kari Kun, and Shiralinda are from the Poe Dameron comic.
Oh my gosh, where is he? He like literally just disappeared from this freaking book. No. Oh my gosh. Pacer. What's his name?
Pacer Agoya.
Yes.
I had
Pacer.
it. I just couldn't picture the character apparently. And
Yes.
so I was like, boy, what are you talking about?
It's Pacer. We find out that his father was killed by Tezanaz. And and she's kind of cold about it. But she is kind of like socially awkward.
Yeah.
Like, because she was a part of the First Order. She was a part of the Empire. And she says, like, yeah, I probably killed a lot of y'all's friends. But that was the old me. That wasn't who I am right now. And so, like, we see, and that's the kind of the start of the conversation where Poe has to like really sit down and talk to everybody. But there's a ragtag group of people. There is, like I said, Pacer. There is freaking Charth. We have a whole bunch of
from the Ryloth.
Right, exactly. The Ryloth family. We also have freaking who's the one that has like the very seductive, very like
Shiralinda.
I love
Shiralinda.
She's very playful. She's very like she's joking, but at the same time you really don't know, and so it's just like, are you being weird, or like is this supposed to be a little spicy? What's going on? Love her. There's just so many people here that a Stronghammer, another one, RIP, like there's so many characters here that you're like, okay, how are they even going to come together and actually succeed in all of this when they hardly even know each other? And surprisingly, they're actually able to do like everything that they said and were supposed to do. So yeah, I really liked the ragtag group of characters. I will be completely honest. Ransom, is it
the
Casterfo?
senator? The senator from Bloodline.
Okay, it was Bloodline. I was gonna say I recognize the name. The audiobook pronounces the name differently from Bloodline to this,
which is funny because it's the same narrator.
It's the same narrator, but Casterfo is how they pronounced it in Bloodline.
Okay.
And then in this name, or in this book, they pronounced it Casterfo. And so I was like, I'm confused now. Is this the same person or is it not? But yeah, it's the exact same.
It's been a while since I've read Bloodline, so I did not have that problem.
How did you feel about Windsor Brat? Because I still don't know.
They kind of just gave us a small villain. Is like okay, we have an antagonist for this book, but like realistically, the antagonist is the First Order. It's not
so that I think is my problem with this book. If I had any problem, again, great book, small story. I think that with a longer book, we could have an actual villain. Like, Brat reminds me a lot of course, oh my gosh, what's his name from freaking Andor?
Yeah. Luthen?
No, not Luthen. Uh,
Oh,
the
the yeah.
officer.
Yeah.
Hold on.
The
His name literally is at the tip of my tongue. Freaking Cyril.
yeah, Cyril
Cyril
Karn.
Karn. He reminds me a lot of Karn. He is just this
I can
guy
totally see that.
who wants to like be somebody who has gone up the ranks and everything else, right?
Yeah.
But like the only thing that's off about him is of course this sense of like, oh, we have to uh, beat people into submission
Hmm.
and show them what real power is, and like all of this other stuff that you really just hear about in the Empire. We have like some evidence of it, but we mostly talk about it. We don't really see it a whole lot. This is one of the first books that we've read together that actually
Yeah.
shows some of those actions actually taking place. I think he was literally there just so we could have a physical individual be an antagonist. And I
Yeah.
don't really think this book needed that, though.
I don't think it did either. It's not to say that I think Brat is a bad character. Like, there's a lot you could do with him, but I think he also suffers because the book is short. It's
Yes.
like, if we'd given a little bit more length, we would have been okay in the long run. But
By proxy, I think that the only reason why Brat works is because of Roanhouse's way of writing the story to depend on Yama for the
mhm,
rest of the mission.
yeah,
And so we do get that small sense of justice there with Yama as well. So like I do like it for that, but like we like there's a moment in the book where he's like sweating bullets and he's like, oh God, I'm gonna die. This is the worst thing I've ever done. What in the world is happening? Like, and then he has like a sense of like, wait a second, no, I am loyal to the Empire. I don't ever call me a traitor. What is wrong with you people? Well, and he gets this one sense of a moment where he's able to grab the his superior officer, which I believe his superior officer's name was, oh shoot, who was it? Looking through the list again, I can't remember.
I'm so bad with character names, especially.
I know. Ganel. It's
Yeah.
Genial. Janelle or
Mhm.
Ganel. But he was like yelling at him the entire way to like the destination that they were going to catch, like treacherous activities or whatever. And literally Brat grabs him by the waist and throws him into the freaking ocean
Yeah.
and kills him. And he's like, oh,
That felt good.
that's better, and he's like trying to think of like all of these different ways that he could spin it. He's like, oh, wait a second. I could just act like nothing happened. That's even better. Cool.
Yeah.
But then that's when he notices Yama. And then he has this again, this sense of like rage and all of this other stuff. And again, like he was kind of wishy-washy in this idea of like he wants to have this sense of superiority, but he has this weird complex of also like having doubt within himself.
Yeah.
So like it really fought against him in this moment with Yama because Yama is still she's when I first read that, when I read the first part of this book, I did not picture her as a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah. Because and that's what like happened with Finn is like the first order started recruiting younger and younger so that way they could indoctrinate
Yeah.
everybody. And so especially once you've had all of these battles with the resistance, you had the planet in The Force Awakens explode, and
Oh yeah.
then you had all of the ships destroyed in The Last Jedi. Like there was a recruitment ramp up, and like we kind of see that with the Last Order book, where we
Hmm.
go into Finn and Jaina's story,
Hmm.
and like just diving into like, oh, okay, now we need to go recruit more people, basically.
Yeah. But we learned that she's 15 years old, that she was a pencil pusher because she had an idyllic memory. That was really the only reason why she got up in the ranks so high and
Mm-hmm.
worked in the department that she did. And freaking Brat, like, freaking bullied her and abused her.
Yep.
And it got like like a pure sense of justice and like F the patriarchy type of moment when like but again like because she was so beaten and belittled and like the empire and the first order is like the only thing that she's ever known, she still had this sense of like, I looked up to you, you were my superior officer and you did this to me, like why would you do this to me? And he even notices like, oh wait, this is almost sounding like a little bit of like remorse slash like a cry for help. What's
Yeah.
going on? And then that's when Nas comes out of nowhere and she's like, so here's the deal. Either she's gonna kill you or I'm gonna kill you. And that's all you really have the choice to do. Um, and so we get justice for all of the bad things Brat has done, and it did feel a little lackluster. Now, I did enjoy the moment, but when it's all said and done, he was like, excuse my language, a little bit of a fart in the wind. It's just like, whatever.
Yeah.
And I do like wish that we could have had a little bit more with him because when you look at the grand scheme of all three important plot points of this book, all three missions, the overarching, like, hey, the First Order and the need to save the galaxy is the antagonist of the book. You don't
Yeah.
need the big bad villain, the mustache twirling villain. You don't need that in this book.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that was also something that her editors were like, hey, they are requiring to have like somebody physically there to be the menacing one, you know?
Well, and you do have to wonder, right? This was all supposed to be done for the the movie. And Carrie Fisher passed away before they ever started filming it. So, did they get that time then to go back and re-edit things? Because the movie was not delayed. So, you've got to think that Roan Horse was probably a good ways into plotting before this book came out. So I wonder if they had to kind of fill in some blanks with him. Maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thought.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say that they probably were like, hey, let's pivot to this, type of
Mm-hmm.
thing. So I could see that happening for sure. But I think that's really it. I think as of right now, because again, I have not read Rogue Squadron, Alphabet Squadron, anything else. This is my first reintroduction to Wedge as
Um,
a retired pilot
So Wedge really doesn't come into play in any of the other books.
Really?
Yeah. Basically, at the end, remember, because at the end of the Aftermath trilogy, he basically decides, like, oh, I'm ready to retire, kind
Yeah.
of thing. And so they set up the piloting school. Um, and so he like
So
sets up
wait,
for
does
that.
is he a part of the Poe Dameron comic at all?
I don't believe so because the Poe Dameron comic is all resistance focused. Like there
Oh
may be like a
wow.
little bit
Of like
where
flashback
he's
stuff?
in. Yeah. But I have not read the Poe Dameron comic either. So
Ah, okay, okay, all right. Yeah, no, like when like I did like there was a little bit of like, you know, a very heartbreaking moment where he has this sense of loss because of Luke
mhm.
in The Last Jedi, and like he says, like, oh no, like that if Luke is gone, then so is the rebellion, so is the Republic. Like this is it.
Mhm.
Um, but like I liked his, you know, his coming back. Nora is a brand new character for me. Um,
Other than Aftermath,
other than Aftermath. Yeah, correct.
which
Um,
again, like Wedge, she doesn't really take play. She doesn't really come into play
okay.
anywhere else.
Yeah.
So
So I did like their return into this. You know, we have that moment with their son. Excuse
what
me.
did you think of Snap calling Wedge dad?
And that was what I was gonna bring up. It was like a quick moment. He's like, "I'm just glad you're okay, Dad." And like even Wedge has this moment of like, he called me Dad.
Uh-huh.
Um, and it was very sweet. Like we know that Snap has, of course, this like rough history with his father,
Mhm.
and all of that. And I didn't even really think about him not calling him dad until
Mhm.
the moment that he did call him dad. And I was just like, oh, I wonder if that's his first time. And then when Wedge acknowledges it, I was like, it is his first time. Oh my goodness. So it was sweet. It was a very like heartwarming moment, especially with it literally being like the last paragraph in the second to
Yeah.
last chapter. I think it was a very sweet way to end that. Um we do have like a little bit of like a oh shit moment, and we think that Wedge is about to die. Um
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
ugh.
remember reading this before The Rise of Skywalker came out, and I was like, "No, you can't kill Wedge! You can't kill Wedge!
Well,
That's
no,
not
like
allowed!"
like as soon as he got shot, I was like, wait a second, this can't happen. Like literally this can't happen. I've seen The Rise of Skywalker. He's in that ship. Like, don't tell me he dies, because that doesn't make any goddamn sense. Um so like I really like that. And even like in the moments where like oh, who is the other um uh Charth's father? Freaking, oh shoot.
I know who you're talking about.
Um,
Why
um,
can't I
um,
think of it?
it is Carrie is his daughter. What's his name? His name is, oh my gosh. All right, Kara is the daughter of. Wait, is Kara his daughter?
Kara's the pilot.
Kara's the pilot. That's not who's. You know what? I'm just gonna go to Karth. Where's man? Why doesn't this character list be in alphabetical order? That's what I need. I need this character
Yendor.
list. Yes. Where is it? There's the letter Y. Yendor. Yes. Yendor. I
Ani.
all That's right. His daughter died protecting Leia, and then there's a moment where they're on the communicator, and she said she didn't make it, and
Yep.
like he has this like small little like moment of silence and grieving moment, but there's also a moment where she's like, "Hey, Yendor, one of our pilots didn't make it. There is an X-wing here," and they even joked very early on in the book about how like, oh, I miss flying sometimes, and like
Mm-hmm.
if I could do it again, all this stuff. And she even says like, we could really use your help. And he's like,
Yep.
I'll be right there. And like even that, like they don't really go into anything with that whatsoever. But the fact that he agreed to it like warmed my heart a little bit. And I was just like, that's awesome. He gets his like last ride, basically. Hopefully, he gets to retire after this. Um but yeah, I liked the small tidbits in this book like just as much as the big moments in this book. I think that
Mm-hmm.
is something that Roan Horror, sorry, does really really well. And as excuse me, if this is the way that she writes, then I am looking forward to every single book that she has written for Star Wars. So
Yeah, super excited to get to read Edge of Abyss.
yeah.
So yeah, I love the way she writes. Black Sun, which is another one of her books that she's written. I think it's Black Sun, isn't it? I just lost it. Hang on. Crap. It is Black Sun. Black Sun is highly rated, and so that's been on my list to read for quite some time. I think probably Edge of Abyss will be first, but then hopefully I'll get to it. So,
Excuse me. I just clicked on her name in Star Wars. She did also write Dark Vengeance, which is a part of the Clone Wars Stories of Light and Dark,
yep.
which we have already read back in
Have we read
20.
that?
It was the Blue Clone Wars book, was it not?
I thought that was the one we hadn't read.
Oh no, you're right. That's the one we haven't read. That's the one we haven't read because the one that I'm thinking of is the cover with Darth Vader and yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
I'm holding, for those who are listening, I'm holding Stories of Jedi and Sith.
Jedi and Sith. That's what it is. That's what it is.
And then here's the Clone Wars one.
Yes, that's the one that we have not read yet.
Which is Stories of Light and Dark. So.
All right. Well,
yeah.
good to know. But yeah, I think that is it for the review. I want to go ahead and thank everybody for staying for the review. I know these can sometimes be either very, very short or very, very long, all depending on our thoughts about them. But guys, like we said at the beginning of the episode, you can follow us on Blue Sky or Instagram at Star Wars Alliance, the same handle that we always use. Star Wars, no A in Wars, very important. Don't forget it. You can also email us at the same handle at gmail.com. Just make sure to, of course, give us some sort of username or handle to acknowledge you by when we read it here on the show. You can always find me at Fanboy Clay on Instagram. It's where I'm mostly at nowadays. Or if you come hang out with us over at the Geekverse Discord channel, I will have a link in the show notes for the Discord. We talk anything and everything, movies, video games. There's a Pokemon channel for me, Taylor, and some of the other guys. All sorts of stuff. And it gets really, really fun and crazy in there as well. But yeah, Katie, what about you?
Y'all, you can find me on most social media platforms. It's at Slice of Katie. Clay's already shared where you can find the show, but you can also see it on the screen if you're here with us on YouTube or in the description box below. So with that, guys, I want to wish everyone a great day or night, whatever time of day you're listening or watching, and we will see y'all next time. May the force be with you.